Let me tell you, man, Aventurine has had quite the journey thus far in Penacony, and it's weird, man. It seems like Hoyo is going for this cunning and cutthroat businessman who's always one step ahead, but instead we just we got a clown who was getting bitched the entire first act. I mean, he had his magic trick cut short by Acheron, a Dr. Ratio just like pull a Batman disappearance on him, and then he ran into Sparkle, who made it clear his worst sin wasn't working for the terror organization known as the IPC, but rather simply being a filthy Sigonian.
You Sigonians are notorious throughout the entire universe. Liars, thieves, social manipulators, wolves in sheep's clothing. You're really living up to the reputation. I say, you belong to the space under the manhole cover, not in a dream. There's one right over there. Off you go.
Before rejecting his offer of friendship. So yeah, he's had it rough so far, but Aventurine, don't worry, my friend, because it's not about how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Now, with that said, as a morally upstanding citizen of Celestia, who is proudly racist against the dragon race, I can offer no comment in regards to Sparkle taking no liking to the Sigonians, but I can tell you a little bit of who they are and why she may feel this way. While not much is known about this race of people, a little is known, which is more than none. I don't know why I said that. The Sigonians hail from a planet called Sigonia 4, which according to the loading screen is, quote, an unannexed sector located at the convergence of, Denise, Prothrian, and Dorneo systems? Yeah, close enough. Celestial objects within this sector constantly endure the relentless assault of stellar winds and stray celestial bodies, resulting in an exceptionally harsh climate on the surface of its planets. Now, for the astute ones among us, you might have noticed Aventurine not only confirmed he was Sigonian, but expanded on it by stating he was Avgin.
Beautiful eyes, though. Are you from Sigonia?
Need another hint? I'm an Avgin.
Which, for those unaware, are just the people that are indigenous to Sigonia 4. It apparently means, quote, honey in the Sigonian language, highlighting their reputation for cunning, persuasive, and treacherous nature. So, I mean, it just sounds canon that this entire race are a bunch of swindlers, hooligans, if you will, hoodlums, ruffians, even. I wouldn't leave my children around. And if that's the case, then free my nigga Sparkle. She ain't do nothing wrong. These claims are unfounded, untrue. These are unholy accusations, as we can clearly see the loading screen states what she said to Aventurine. So, if she's racist, the loading screen is racist. But what if it's not that? What if this species' nature is simply to finesse you? Then maybe we need to consider they have some sort of genetic predisposition to run your pockets, in which case, calling them all social manipulators and wolves in sheep's clothing is actually pretty good gas. So, good guy, Sparkle. I mean, hell, when speaking of the few things his parents taught him, one of them was this.
None taken. But they did teach me that friends are weapons of the Avgins.
Oh yeah, stand up fellers, I'm sure his parents were. That aside, the final thing we know personally about Aventurine's lore is how he earned a spot at the IPC, where it was revealed in his announcement tweet that, quote, he won his current position by wagering against fate itself. He views life as high stakes, high return investments, and he plays this particular gamble with masterful ease. So it sounds like he beat fate at something. But what it was, we have no idea. He does seem to have a habit of betting against fate, as evident in a light cone with him and Ratio, which is about these two discussing something before suddenly, with a smile on his face, Aventurine pulls out a revolver, empties all the bullets but one, places it in Ratio's hands and pushes it against his own heart and pulls the trigger quickly 3 times before finally stating, life is a grand gamble and I'll always be the final victor. God, Aventurine, you're so cool, you're so... Oh my god. So it sounds like it's all or nothing for this guy, which could be why Diamond chose Aventurine to head the Penacony project.
And what prompted the mighty Aventurine to start collaborating with others?
Penacony. What else?
What?
That's right. Now that's the kind of reaction I was hoping for.
Hold on a minute. Diamond picked you for this project?
But what exactly is the Penacony project, and why is Aventurine so hell-bent on recruiting as many friends as possible for this project?
How would a gambler wrest Penacony back from the IPC otherwise?
Well, it ain't complicated to say out loud, if nothing else. I mean, Aventurine was tasked with returning the entirety of Penacony to the IPC, and at first was going to do so with some rocks, but they were nabbed by the family after he checked in. Now, it seems he's turned his attention to recruiting the Justice League to complete this operation, but things are going so-so on this front.
Let's see. The Garden of Recollection and the Astral Express have already made contact. The Annihilation Gang, I can't really count on them. The Knights of Beauty haven't given their answer, and as for the bunch at the tavern...
What's interesting, however, is in retrospect, what did Sparkle mean by this comment?
Fool, you've been left with no choice since the moment you accepted the invitation to be here. You better pick a side while you have the chance, or else you'll end up losing everything.
You sound very sure of yourself. Looks like you've already convinced that chicken wing boy from the family.
How would Aventurine have convinced Sunday, who's a representative of the family, to come to his side, when his side is that the IPC controls Penacony? Even if, like Sparkle said, he promised the IPC wouldn't hurt Penacony, surely Sunday, let alone the rest of the family, wouldn't be okay with just handing over control of Penacony to the IPC, which at this point, let's be honest, boys, is a terror organization. You can't even argue otherwise. If you played Chadwick's Mission, you know what I'm talking about. We'll discuss it soon, because my lord. Now, that aside, the most interesting thing thus far about Aventurine is his response to Dr. Ratio when asked if he had a plan following the confiscation of the stones.
Well, no need to expand on that now. It's not yet time to reveal my trump card.
I truly wonder what trump card he has. I'd imagine if it pertains to something he's capable of, it must be super close to the heart, given Ratio knew enough about Aventurine to know 1, he's Sigonian, and 2, the significance of his neck tattoo. It could be this is something that lets him repeatedly beat fate at the gambler's table, who knows, or it could be an external factor altogether, one potent enough to upend Penacony altogether. Like saying, I don't know, the death of a family member such as Robin. I know a lot of people have been tinkering with the idea that we've never met Robin and she was a fake from the start, but there's a big problem with this theory, and it's the fact that the real Robin, at the very least, was the one who helped us become more attuned to the dream world when we first entered Golden Hour, as the way she went about this was through harmonic tunes via telepathy, which is something only capable by people of the Halovian race. Which, yes, also puts a damper on the idea that Aventurine's trump card was a dead Robin, because his conversation with Dr. Ratio happened before Robin died. Regardless, the only final question remaining with Dr. Ratio is what exactly the memento from the Amber Lord on his neck really is.
Without that Aventurine stone, you're nothing more than a doomed Sigonian thrall, sentenced to die by the IPC. Or is that serial number on your neck a cherished memento from the Amber Lord?
The Amber Lord obviously is the eon that the IPC follows, so I thought maybe the neck tattoo might have something to do with them, but no. At least Topaz doesn't have one, and she's the only other member of the IPC. They're, real members. There's fucking NPCs from the IPC. Sure, them niggas don't matter. But she doesn't have one, so I'm confused. Did the Amber Lord personally give this neck tattoo to him? Or I guess looking at Topaz right now, she has something covering up her neck, but I don't know, I feel like we would have learned about it regardless. Anyway, by the end of Act 1, it seems like Aventurine has managed to recruit the Garden of Recollection and the Astral Express in on his plans, and according to Sparkle, Sunday too, at the very least, which again, I'm not really sure how that's possible. He claims he never loses, and given he's beaten death itself, I suppose we'll find out if he's truly worthy of the name
Sigonian thrall.